You're watching ITV1. The evening news is presented by Mary Nightingale and Mark Austin. Before that, though, Meridian tonight.
This is Meridian tonight.
The headlines in the south: family fury, demands for a change in the law after a hit-and-run driver who killed a 9-year-old boy is jailed for 8 months.
It's happening again. Another Sussex town, another tetramass springs up near homes and a school.
And the women who say their lives are being blighted after they were denied the chance of a pioneering hip operation.
Also in tonight's programme, fighting for Falmer. The Seagulls on the attack as their stadium plans face ruin.
And 4 decades of Fred, a trip down memory lane with one of the South's best-known faces.
Good evening. The family of a 9-year-old boy killed by a hit-and-run driver in West Sussex say they...
Tonight, the London of tomorrow, a city full of skyscrapers and homes for all our workers. But is the Mayor's vision built on solid ground?
Also on the programme, the commuter's curse. Research into the capital's cattle truck conditions. But will passengers ever be able to breathe a sigh of relief?
FA under fire. Why are football's bosses being given a lashing by MPs over Wembley?
And busted. Engineers are drafted in after a routemaster ploughs into offices.
Good evening. After preliminary drafts and extensive consultations...
The great cash machine scam. Police warn a sophisticated swindle using secret cameras could cost you thousands.
Muslim headscarves, more controversy in Luton. Now a 15-year-old girl is suing her school over her rights.
And fears that 300 jobs could be lost if the Royal Mail closes Northampton's main sorting office. Good evening, welcome to the programme.
First news.
Was the T-Bay runaway rail wagon secured by just 2 pieces of wood?
Strikes cause problems in many parts of the region.
And a buyout secures 200 jobs at the South Cumbrian Parmalat factory.
Good evening and welcome to the programme. Much of the region has been badly affected.
Good evening, welcome to the programme. Here are the headlines in the North East tonight. Sarah murder, a man appears to wake up.
And have you priced a new greenhouse recently? I'll be meeting the gardener who's just been quoted £850,000 and he can't wait to get started.
Hello, good evening everyone. It's Friday the 13th of February and you watch.
Our top story tonight.
Judges, barristers and solicitors targeted by angry dads. They warn the roads and railways will be next.
This is Granada Reports. Hello, a very warm welcome to our New Look programme.
Also coming up tonight.
Rumpus on the rink. The hockey player accused of knocking out his opponent's two front teeth.
Cracking a crime wave. Why all under-16s in a Lancashire town are banned from buying eggs.
And after the snow, now they're warning of floods on the way. So please stay with us. But first, the most...
Our main story tonight, Brown's spending plans. More money, but the job axe will fall in Wales.
Also coming up in the programme, police fears for a missing family as the 6 vanish from home. Plus, Welsh victims of the hospital superbug condemn dirty conditions. And
as experts warn of a waste crisis in Wales, I'll be looking at the challenges facing those managing our rubbish.
Good evening, Chancellor Gordon Brown.
Good evening, I'm Richard Bath. Welcome to West Country Live. Our top stories tonight. Government plans to stub out cigarettes. The future's smoke-free for the West Country's pubs and restaurants. Multi-million-pound boost for wave power plans off Cornwall.
Good evening, I'm Alexis Bowater. Also tonight, safety first. Gift of smoke alarms to the region's elderly and vulnerable to cut down on fire deaths. And when a hedgerow turned into a hedge row for a councillor who tried to do a good turn.
Hello. A pioneering underwater project which would allow companies to test wave power schemes off Cornwall.
On the picket lines again over pay, but are Land Rover workers driving business away?
Paying the price for a clear run. Why have motorists been avoiding the M6 toll road?
He's had drink and drug problems, but now footballer Paul Merson is back in rehab.
You're with Luella Bailey and Bob Warman for Central News on ITV1. Also in the programme, flattened in seconds.
If you can't fix it, blow it up. A crime-ridden block of flats is flawed.
And Martin Johnson is crowned ITV Midlander of the Year. We've got all the winners.
Good evening. An 11-year-old girl remains in intensive care this evening after being struck.
Welcome to the programme.
Tonight, housekeeping. How do you spend yours?
Alderney braced for new rules of the road.
And the school that's putting youngsters on a diet. Hello, great to have you with us. Now, what do you spend your housekeeping money?
Hello and welcome. You're watching UTV Live.
Hi. Now, as you know, we live in a country.
Good evening. This is North Tonight. The headlines first at 6 o'clock. New prisons inspector enters row over Peterhead. Fresh picture issued in search for missing student. And inquiries continue after fetus found. Tonight's main story, Scotland's new Chief Inspector of Prisons.
The top stories in Scotland today at 6.
540 jobs going at Lothian's food plant. We're live with the latest.
A town in mourning, tributes paid to Barry Wallace.
We're now for Hampden. Director says deal is not enough.
And Celtic refused to rush hitman Henrik back.
Good evening. 540 jobs are being axed at the Grampian foods plant just outside Edinburgh. Staff at the Newbridge factory were stunned to hear the news that half of the workforce is being laid off.
It's yet another major blow for the area. Last year, 780 jobs were lost with the closure of the Continental tyre plant. Our business correspondent...